Okay, so it goes like this. You get the hang of this? All right. Now I'm going to move this over here a little bit so I don't encroach. I'm going to step through this, and I want us to go through this line by line so you can see what's going on in this thing. So I come down to this right bracket for the while loop with it, right? And I have all my values in this thing. So in my count, it's 2, right? Because I've completed 2 here, right? I didn't tell you about that because look, count now is incremented to 1. So after that becomes 2 to this. This needs to be striked out. Okay, so with it. So you come down here into this thing. So just make sure 2. Here's our 2. Look, our 2. Our num is 35. Look, our num is 35. Our sum is 55. Cool. Now we're going to do our next one. Is our next step through for this thing. So you come up, compare count. What is count? 2. 2 is less than or equal to 4. True. Step again. Step over into it. You're reading the next num. What is the next num? Look, you read in 35. The next number is going to be 15. Okay. Now the moment I put step next over to this thing, this is going to be 15 over here, right? So, boom. Look at the 15 here. It turns red, and I need to strike through this 35. And this becomes 15. Okay? So now I come down here and into this thing. I'm doing this pencil and paper and also showing it to you in the whole screen so you can see what we just did over here with it. So this is what I want you to do, is take a screenshot of this. This is the beauty of what's on pencil and paper and also what's in the compiler. And you have to match it, match by match with this thing, okay? So coming through this thing, so where are we at? Look at your yellow-green arrow over here. You're going to update, what's the sum? 55 is the sum. You're going to add num to it, which is 55 plus 15, should update you to 55 to what? 70, right? And this needs to be strike through. Okay, like that. So I'm going to hit next. So you're going to see, look, 70. Okay, so 15 plus 55 is 70. Now it becomes, this is the pencil paper side. Now you're going to update your count. All right, so this is going to update to what? 3. You agree? And this is going to be strike through. Now it becomes 3, right? Look, your count in here is still 2 because it is post incremented, right? So I'm going to click on the next one, step, and it changes to 3. So I have 3, 15, 70. Cool? Now, continue. You plug in your count as 3. 3 is less than or equal to 4. True. Come down, read in your next. See in num. So what's your num at this time? You read the last num is 15. Your next number is going to be 28. Correct? So this should, I'm just going to read in 28, pencil and paper. And this is going to be strike through because it's no longer a 15 with it. And you come down and you do the next step over. It'll tell you, it's going to test you, this is true. It's going to come down, it's going to read in 15 is your next one for this thing. Hang on, one more. So this becomes 28. You see my cursor is the red. This is your 28 over here with us. This is this 28 right here. Cool? Now, you're going to step through it again with it, with this after this line. You're going to take sum and num, add together, update this thing. So 78 plus 28 becomes what? 98, correct? So this is 98, and this gets strike through. In here, you have your 98, correct? And this is what we're going to do. We're going to actually do a step over so you can see inside of it. Here's the 98 right here. Can you see that at the bottom of the screen in the auto? All right, now the next one is going to update. It's going to be from 3 to what? Count's going to become 4, and this is going to be strike through again with it. Now, and then you come up again. Again, you come over here. You step through this, and then you come plug inside your 4. 4 is less than or equal to 4, which is true. you come in, you read your next num. Of course, your last number was 28. Now you're going to read is what? The next one is 66. So this becomes 66, and 28 becomes strike through. You're going to strike through that. Okay. Now you're going to read your num. So you got your 98 is your sum, and your num is 66. 66 plus 98, my math comes out to be 164, if I did this right, right? So I'm going to strike through that 98 with it, right? And I'm going to check my math. If I did this right, it's going to change when I step through. So reading my num, look, 28, which is this 28 right here, right? I'm going to do a step over, okay? So it becomes num now is 66. This is the 66, right? And then it's 98, which I strike through it again, and then now it becomes 164. Okay? Remember now, this is the final number that you see in here. This is what's taking place inside the memory. Remember how we did the control F5 and it does what? It does this. Remember this? And you had all you saw was this part, which is the 164. Sum is 164 is the last one. You didn't see anything from all of your memory changes with this thing. And that's what oh, by the way, this changes to, of course, to 5. And then you have to actually strike through this. So your last memory across the board, your num is 66, your sum is 164, and your count is 5. Okay, so if I really want to look at it, you know, making sure, wait. So let me ask you this. You notice that I went to 5, but the last, what you thought you saw count here was 4. Let me step through this so you can see what's going on with this thing, all right? So I'm going to step through over one more time. Here's count. Look, count now is what? 5. You see that? Sum is 164. So my count does change to 5. This is what you don't see. This count here appears, you thought it is 4. You thought it ends at 4. But in the memory, it is 5. That is very important for you to see. This is what's last in the memory, is 5. You thought it is 4, equal to 4. No, it doesn't. It becomes 5, and then it becomes false. And this whole block of code gets output. So to see if you really want to do this, what should you have done? You could have done a C out, right? I'm not going to alter the code, but if you want, you can do a C out of your num, you C out of your count. How's that? Same statement as this. That way, you would see, here's your 5 and here's your num. Okay? But I'm altering the problem in the book with it. That's what I really want you to see is this trace table that's taking place. To do this exercise for a number, I want you to do number 8, number 11 is taking a snapshot of this whole thing is what you're doing right now. You see this? So if you want to do Control-Alt-Print screen on this, all right, and come down here when you look at your assignment, I'm doing it. I'm not asking you to do this here, but let's say if I ask you to do number 6, and the screenshot will look like this. Okay, well, I take that back. I use my snippet tool. So this is why I want you to just take the whole screenshot. Shows me the table that you're doing. Well, this is covering the other number with it. That's a bad screenshot. Let me do another one. Let's make this thing smaller a little bit so you can see. So if I asked you to do for number 8 with it, I want to see all 3 screens is what you would do here with it. So taking a screenshot of this entire screen like this. Okay. Copy this. I'm using the snippet tool. So anything that you have in Windows 7 and above, there's this tool. You have a copy tool with this thing, and you can actually use your copy tool and just come over to your Word document over here. No, not that one. this one. Okay, so you paste that, looks like this with it. So it shows that here's what it is, here's your input, and this is your trace table, and trace table with the same. Alright, this concludes the tutorial for the number 6 that I have exercise for you to correlate what's hand traced plus what's in the compiler, what you input, and what's in the auto, what's in the memory. This is what I'm looking for. Alright, cool?